Hello, friends. This is Terry with your Taurus Super Beaver Moon happening November 5th at 5 a.m. in the Pacific time. I don't know what time it is exactly where you are, but if you drop where you are, I'll let you know the time. I am just sending you all some Reiki because the energy is getting really intense as we move into that Scorpio season. And I am a Scorpio. If you're having a hard time with this season, I can help you through. I can guide you with this. I love this Voluspa candle. Look at this. It's dragon's blood. And it is I'm like so obsessed with dragon's blood, as you know, and I love these candles. But I think that they don't sell the dragon's blood anymore, but all the Voluspa candles are gorgeous. Have you ever used these candles? They're just my favorite for doing healing work. I will link to them below. And right now, the veil is getting thinner and thinner as we move closer to Hallows Eve. I just finally put up I was really like not into doing my Halloween decorations, which is not normal for a Scorpio, but I finally got all my Dios de los Muertos out for this Scorpio season. And I love the spooky energy of this month. And I had some spooky readings for this. This astrology reading was really, Spirit was speaking to me on this one. And I just got my St. John's wort tincture. I just did processed all the St. John's wort from this summer that I harvest. And I have this beautiful red healing tonic to last me all winter long. It really helps with seasonal affect disorder and menopause, two things I suffer with. But anyways, we have this Taurus Earth supermoon that is all about preparing for what is to come as the beaver gets ready for winter. And we too should be getting ready for the storms that are coming with Uranus is going to go back into Taurus, where Uranus has all those unexpected, shocking Earth events. And this is when I start getting really nervous about the Cascadia subduction zone in the Pacific Northwest where I live because they just keep predicting that this Cascadia subduction zone is gonna happen sometime in the next million years. I don't know. And we can't really worry about what's not happening, right? We can only worry about what's happening right in front of us. And this all aligns so well with the 9 star key energy forecast I just recorded for November. I think I might have said October. I can't believe it's November, so I'm still saying October. But in November, we will have this 2 Earth Mother Star month within a 2 Earth Mother Star year. It is such an earthy month combined with Taurus, which the Earth, Earth zodiac sign. And this brings us a connection to tap into our deepest earthly resources. Earth feeds metal. Metal is money. Taurus and Scorpio are all about making money. Taurus and Scorpio, we are just the best manifestors of the zodiac, hands down. And that's why you've got second house of wealth being Taurus, eighth house of sex, death, and money being Scorpio. Taurus and Scorpio, this is a time to manifest money, to get like the chipmunk getting all of the nuts before the year is up. This is our last chance to make the money before the year ends. And this brings us that connection to the resources that we have within ourselves, a time when we can tap into our own inner abundance. Because, if you energetically feel abundant, your outer world will start to become abundant. And so we have to believe that we have enough despite the bad economy, despite inflation, despite the cost of coffee. I can't believe coffee is going up. I never thought I'd live to see coffee go up this high. And right now, I am having a 9-star key astrology giveaway for a free 9-star key reading for 2026. So you can learn about what you are stepping into next year. I personally am in the 6 metal star right now, and I'm moving into another 7 metal star. So I'm in the money signs. I'm pretty happy about that. But do you know what element you will enter into in 2026 when we all collectively enter into this one water star next year? And this free 9-star key reading in my giveaway is for including a Zoom with me, one-on-one Zoom with me where I will give you distance Reiki and a pendulum energy clearing. And then you get a full write-up about everything about your year. You get the video recording, and all of this normally costs $223. I price with numerology, and I also am using my mother's birthday, 223. That is my mother's birthday for my prices. I don't like boring, like everything's like 50, 75, 100 in these 5 increments. I like to do mystical, magical numbers. So my 9-star key with distance Reiki and energy clearing is normally 223, my mother's birthday. But right now, if you comment your 9-star key element, if you know it, if you don't know it, go to the 9-star key video, find your 9-star key element, comment it in this video, comment it in every video. The more you comment, the more chances you have to be in it to win it, because each and every comment, even if you comment on shorts, that's another entry into this. I've already got about 72 entries into this. So it's like people are really wanting this, but there's still time. I think I'm going to give it away at the winter solstice. So you got time to leave it in the comments. And by the way, I just started a Substack. If you want to learn more about the 9-star key, if you're like, what is she talking about? I don't know what 9-star key is. It is my favorite divination system. And I just started posting more about the 9-star key on Substack. So if you're there, follow me because I think I have like 3 followers. I just literally started it like today. And I usually do the Sabian symbols at the end of my report. But today I want to flip the script because I am feeling some major intuitive. Like I said, the veil's thin. Maybe you're getting some intuitive hits as well about this Sabian symbol. When I read it, I was like, oh, I know what that means. And I'd love to know what you think about this one because the first thoughts that come into your mind are usually accurate. And I had a really powerful first thought about this one, and it has to do with Trump. And it has to do with Trump may die. And I know that's always really major to put that out there, but as I read this, as I read the Sabian symbol, I want you to think of the first thoughts that come to your mind and maybe leave them in the comments and maybe we can compare and contrast because I will tell you my first insight and how that worked. But here we go. So this super Taurus beaver moon, the Sabian symbol, this is the exact degree the moon will be in when it's at its super fullest, is Taurus, 13 degrees, lucky 13. What do you think about 13? I'm a Triska, what do they call it? Triska something. You could be Triskophobic, and that means you're scared of 13. You think it's unlucky? That's not true. 13 is a very powerful divine feminine number. There's 13 moons, women gathered on the Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is not unlucky. Friday the 13th is super lucky. And 13 is one of my luckiest numbers. So I like this number. So the Sabian symbol for this supermoon is Taurus, 13 degrees. And it says a porter is carrying heavy baggage. A porter is like the bellman at a luxury hotel. The porter at the bellman at the luxury hotel has to carry this heavy baggage. What's making that baggage so heavy? And the keynote is self-mobilization for social advantage. and one spoke of in the preceding symbol is now integrated into a greater social pattern. This porter has to carry a heavy load. Perhaps it is a load of debts following an ambitious buying spree, or it could be a greater collective social burden. We're all carrying this heavy bag of everything that's going on. And this porter in this luxury hotel is the strong man, the man of ambition who has taken care of the inward turned woman aspect of his consciousness. And this aspect seeks to grow a beautiful garden of selfhood. But the ego man in society has taken this aspect of compulsions for personal gain. As soon as I read this Sabian symbol for the Taurus Superman, I pictured a bellman at a luxury hotel carrying a heavy black bag. What's in it? I immediately had this morbid thought of a porter in a luxury hotel carrying a body bag, and the body bag is Trump. I mean, it just sort of came over me, and I was like, whoa. Is this one? And if you know, if you watched my video, everybody was talking about, is Trump gonna die? This was a couple months ago. It was all trending all over social media. You might remember. And so I delved into the astrology. And at that time, I thought, no, I don't see Trump dying right now. But with this full moon happening in Taurus on Trump's midheaven in the ninth house of travel, when I did my video saying, will Trump die? I said Trump will die when he's traveling. He's not going to die at home. He's going to die while he's traveling. If you remember, if you watch that. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with this idea that Trump will die while traveling. So when I read his astrology chart, I'll drop that video below if you haven't watched it and you want to watch it. I said at the time, he will die with while traveling because that Sagittarius moon is in his fourth house. Sagittarius, love to travel. Sagittarius is ninth house, travel. We can look into our fourth house of our roots to see when and how we are going to unroot from this world. The fourth house is a little bit of a hint of how we're going to die. You also want to look at the eighth house, sex, death, money, and you want to look at the 12th house. 12th house is the ending. How will it end? And if you do a combination, this is how you can look at your chart to see how you'll die. It has a lot to do with your fourth house, your eighth house, and your 12th house. See if you have any transits there. That will tell you some things. And so that fourth house is how we unroot from this world. And I'm really following the chart right now of my own dog who is still with me 2 years after I thought he was going to go. He's really having a long, slow hospice, and I'm here for it. I'm supporting my dog, but he has like Saturn in his 12th house and transits in his eighth house. And his fourth house says he'll die at home, which that makes sense because I don't know where else my dog would die. But I also have fourth house sun and moon, so I will also probably die at home. But look to your fourth house and tell me where you think you might die. It's really interesting. And so I think Trump is going to die with his fourth house Sagittarius. It's going to be while traveling. And now this supermoon with this Sabian symbol is exactly on his midheaven in his ninth house of travel. And the Sabian symbol represents this major life crisis. That's what, when things land on your midheaven, it can bring about a major life crisis that will occur for Trump. So I just had to Google, where will Trump be on this supermoon? Because I was like, is he going to be still in Asia? I know he's got a trip to Asia. Where will Trump be on the November 5th supermoon? You can Google it for yourself. He will be speaking at the American Business Forum in Miami, Florida, supposedly. And will he be staying at a luxury hotel close by with a porter who has to carry a heavy bag? Is this too morbid? This is Scorpio. Scorpios, we're pretty comfortable with death because, it's our house. Sex, death, and money. Scorpios love to talk about sex, death, and money. And those are things you're not supposed to talk about. I know sex, death, and money are taboo. We're not supposed to talk about it, but you meet a Scorpio at a party, and within 5 minutes, they're talking about sex, death, and money. So this is just my Scorpio spidey sense that this is going to happen. And I want to put it out there because I've always had a strong intuition since I was a small child. And I used to be really shy about saying anything. And I would keep it all to myself. But then things that I envisioned would always come true. And I thought, man, at my age, I want credit for thinking these things. So I'm just going to say it. When I looked at this Sabian symbol, I do think Trump could die. And I do think that heavy bag being carried by the luxury porter, the hotel porter in a luxury hotel, could just be Trump in a body bag. Oh my gosh, am I going to get in trouble for saying this? Are you not supposed to say this against dictators? His astrology does have some death vibes this year. Uranus in Taurus. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I talked a lot about Uranus in Taurus, unexpected, shocking events, crossing Trump's midheaven, major life crisis, and connected to his algol, the demon star. And that's when he got shot in the head. I predicted that based on his astrology. And now, right as we're having this Taurus supermoon, Uranus is retrograding back to Taurus. Guess where? Midheaven line, close to the algol star. Once again, head injury. Everybody says it could be his heart. I say head injury. I'll put $100 to win on head injury of some sort. You could slip and fall and hit your head just like that. That could happen to old people any day. I think 90% of the time, old people die from slipping and falling and hitting their head or their hips break. Anyways, I know I'm so morbid. This is the morbid Scorpio report. Um, when Uranus, the planet of shocking, unexpected events, crosses over Trump's algol star, the demon star, that's when Trump was shot, and this supermoon is crossing his midheaven, algol star, and Uranus all over again. This is a volatile lunation for him. If I were to see this in somebody's chart, I've been doing a lot of astrology chart readings lately. If I saw this in your astrology chart, I would honestly recommend that that person just hide under the bed for this supermoon. If you personally look at your chart and you have this supermoon on your midheaven next to the algol star and Uranus and Taurus, I want you to hide out under your bed. This is a volatile transit for Trump. Whew, if he was smart, like some old kings and old presidents of yore, he would be hiring an astrologer before embarking on all these trips or agreeing to all these big staged events like he does. And he's going to be in a super crowded arena event in Miami. As his astrologer, I would have to advise don't go to this one. Don't go. Looking at these frightening, volatile aspects in Trump's chart. But I was just innocently reading the Sabian symbol for the Taurus supermoon when I pictured that luxury hotel room porter carrying a heavy bag. My mind just immediately went, it's Trump, he's dead. It's Trump, he's dead. It's Trump, he's dead. I don't know. I really do believe it. And then we can also look at the fact that Saturn and Neptune both retrograde in Pisces, transiting Trump's eighth house of death. Pisces rules the 12th house, endings, hospitals, death. And ending, he goes to the hospital, he dies. Saturn and Neptune going back into Pisces one last time. We got some unfinished business in Trump's eighth house of death. It does give serious Grim Reaper vibes. Does anyone else think he's gonna die? Okay, I'm done with this. I said what I was gonna say. I unpacked it. I hope you understand it. If nothing else, Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Pisces in his eighth house are making him obsessed about his own death and his own mortality as he plans to be this big, powerful dictator. But Saturn says you won't be alive long enough, right? I mean, how's he going to do all these things? He has plans for like 50 years out, but he's old and he's going to die. And he won't be alive long enough to even see this ballroom, I don't believe. But he's right now, he is obsessed with getting into heaven. That's all he's talking about is will he get into heaven? I'm going to say probably not. But could he know that he is somehow knocking on heaven's door? I'm just purging here. Let's talk about some other astrology news for this Superman because there's actually a lot of other stuff going on. But if he does go, I want you to know I told you so. So we will still have that powerful, magical grand trine, that grand water trine connected to this kite formation with Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces, and Mars is just leaving water sign Scorpio, but still within the trine at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. And Pluto in Aquarius, you can see on the chart, tops it off nicely. But let's really focus on Jupiter trine Saturn. Jupiter trine Saturn. This is beautiful, folks. This is our best chance to manifest this month, depending where Cancer and Pisces shows up in your chart. If you know where Cancer and Pisces shows up, drop it in the comments. I'll tell you what I think. If you happen to be a Scorpio, this Jupiter trine Saturn is your lucky double trine break for us. Happy birthday to Scorpios everywhere. You can have every wish granted. Okay, this is huge. How is Scorpio getting so lucky all year? This is not like Scorpio. Well, it's not all luck. It's energetic alignment, okay? We're energetically aligned. And it's all the hard work, sweat and tears that Scorpio has put in since 2020. Remember 2020? We had that powerful Jupiter Saturn conjunction. It was called the Great Christmas Conjunction. It happened right at Christmas of 2020. And now that we're coming together with those two superpowers, Jupiter, expansion, the king of wishes, Saturn, the lord of karma, like Santa Claus. Have you been good? You're going to get rewards. Are you on the naughty list? You might get punished, but Jupiter and Saturn are beautiful superpowers turning into this lucky trine of opportunity. But those seeds of manifestation were really planted back in 2020. If you happen to be out to look at that Christmas, they called it the Christmas star. It was when Jupiter and Saturn came together. I went out with my family in the freezing cold of Central Oregon. It was like 19 degrees. We went out to the park. We watched that conjunction. So, okay, King of Wishes, I deserve to reap the rewards. What were you trying to call in back in Christmas of 2020? That may finally manifest. It's been a 5-year long growth cycle, and now it's showing up. It may feel like you've been working on something so hard all of this time for the past 5 years, and nothing has really paid off. But as the saying goes, the harder I work, the luckier I get. So now all your hard work is finally paying off. You will suddenly begin to reap the rewards of all those past efforts, even if it comes in a totally different way. It's about good karma. Sometimes I feel like I give to certain people and I don't receive back from them, but then I receive something from somebody else, right? Do you ever have that? So you don't have to be paid back from the same thing you put all your effort into. You could just consider it being paid back by the heavens for all of your good deeds. And yes, I would say this is a buy a lottery ticket moment if you are a Scorpio. This is a lucky Happy birthday, supermoon to us. Even though Taurus opposes Scorpio, there's so much good energy with this Jupiter Saturn trine coming for us. This is a time when the heavens reward those good deeds from before. This is a good time to buy or sell your house. I know the real estate market has not been great, but right now you could get like a Christmas house. We got our house at Christmas. You could get a Christmas miracle house. This is hope for the future that it's gonna get better. Oh my God, hope for the future that it's gonna get better. And even if our economy seems bleak, sometimes it's during a recession when those little windows of opportunity open. If you take a chance, you just might prosper. When we bought our house, it was in 2007 when I bought my first house. A little window of opportunity opened. We were in a housing crash, but we were able to buy a house for much less than the value of it. And we were able to flip it 2 years later for twice as much as we bought it for. These are the kinds of windows of opportunity. And you have until December 15th. Make it or break it. Then this trine ends and it won't be back again until August 2026. So this is a little window of opportunity, then the window's going to shut and then the economy's going to suck again. So really, if you, wherever your Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio are, look at your chart. That's where your luck is. Grab that brass ring if you can reach it. This is a grab the brass ring moment. Jupiter in Cancer, 23 degrees, with uh, Saturn in Pisces, 29 degrees. It's not quite exact because it's 23, 29, but it's within that 5-degree orb, which is really powerful. August 2026, it will be exact. So it's really exciting. And we may have some friction in our relationships and family home life this supermoon, just to keep your eye out for it because we have a T square with Venus in Libra who's craving that work-life balance and trying to balance how much they give and how much they receive. That's Libra, the scales, right? Giving, receiving is your love relationship balance. And Chiron in Aries, that wounded warrior healer who is triggering your old wounds, especially in the love life. And Jupiter in Cancer is just expanding our home life situation where emotions may be coming up as we might just be spending a little more time indoors, inside with our homes and our family now that the weather is turning cold in the northern hemisphere, at least. And then suddenly there's some kind of discord because squares always create that diamond making pressure. So there's a challenge full of tension and strife, but look for the deeper lessons. Always look for the lessons that you need to take away as we're all just traveling through Earth School. And Earth School is in session with this T square. Okay, so we've got Chiron, the wounded warrior healer, Venus in Libra saying that's not fair, and Jupiter in Cancer, we're all at home, we're all emotional. This is Earth School in session, and you signed up to learn from all these teachers who live in your home. So, what is the lesson? Get out your journal. I like to say, write it, don't say it. And the best way to get your needs met with this T square is to simply ask for what you need. I find women, especially, they have such a hard time just asking for what you need from your partner. Ask for what you need from your children. Ask for what you need and you will receive. Ask for what you need from the universe, from God, from source, right? Ask and you will get your needs met. And I'm so glad I learned this early on in my relationship. It really works wonders. Just ask and you shall receive. And on my birthday, November 7th, Venus will move into Scorpio. That's my birthday present. Venus moving into Scorpio. That's all I want. Venus in Scorpio is going to form a yod, that finger of God, bringing us our destiny, our fated events. I think my destiny is to be a mega millionaire, right? With Neptune in Pisces, we've got that mystical, magical Alice in Wonderland. I love Neptune in Pisces. This is our last pass. As Neptune retrogrades back to Pisces, we'll probably never see Neptune in Pisces again in our lifetime. So just enjoy the Alice in Wonderland vibes. And Uranus will be moving into Taurus, but he's right on that Taurus Gemini line. And the tension rod is in the hands of Pluto. It's like Pluto's holding the kite in Aquarius, the community. There are divine forces at work here behind the scenes. This is higher powers. It's like guardian angels bringing unexpected surprises to surprise and delight your heart space. Venus, heart. Venus is love and money, unexpected surprises of love and money. And this will transform us within our passions. This is wild, unfettered energy to be highly unpredictable Uranus, right? This is quantum leap breakthroughs. So just let go and ride the 100-foot wave and see where it takes you. There's nothing for you to do, but just release your attachment to the outcome and just let it be even better than you could have expected. It's funny, I have a Pluto wind chime and my Pluto wind chime is blowing outside right now. And then we have Mars entering Sagittarius back into a fire sign. Mars has been in Scorpio, water sign, where Mars is a little bit diminished in water because Mars is pure fire. Mars loves to be in Sagittarius. It's more of a warrior, kind of let's get it done. It's going to spark our ambition and a desire for new adventures, for travel. But before you book your flight, remember that Mercury will be retrograde November 9th. And if our government is not open for business by November 9th, it feels like it may never be because then Jupiter will also retrograde on Veterans Day. Jupiter in Cancer retrograding back. I feel like our world may have changed significantly by the time I come here to meet you again for the next Scorpio new moon report. And I send you all this golden dome of protection energy that you may be safe, that you may be happy, and that you just have pure, unadulterated fun on this Taurus super beaver moon because there is a lot of fun, loving energy to be found here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Thank you.